Fort Wayne Putting Championships. Along with Mike Bushy, this is Dave Kreider, greeting you from the Putt-Putt South Golf Course on Bluffton Road in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Okay, Mike, course 2 this evening, and why don't you give the folks at home a little recap of how the course plays and its degree of difficulty.
Well, it's probably the most difficult of the 3 courses out here on the South Putt-Putt. Last week you've seen a lot of scores in the 20s, Dave, 25s, 26s. I don't think you're going to see too many scores like that this week. You might see a few 28s, maybe 29s, but as a whole, the winner will probably shoot for 4 rounds, but 20 under par possibly, something like that. In the amateur division, possibly, maybe 30 under par for 4 rounds in the pros. We'll have to see if that happens.
Well, tonight, Mike, we have 7 pros and 10 amateurs participating, and any favorites that you think for tonight? Anybody that plays course 2 exceptionally well?
Well, Jeff pros, who's hot tonight?
Yeah.
That's about it.
It's kind of a wide open deal in the pros. Usually every year, it's just whoever is hot on a certain night, anybody is capable of winning.
No doubt. Ken Moore is always tough. Tim Milcher started out tough this year, and Rick Gerard played well last week.
Okay, before we go out to the course and start showing you highlights from round number 1, we have an announcement to make. Anybody is eligible to come out and participate in our tournaments. We play every Thursday evening at 7 o'clock. The tournaments start out here at Putt-Putt South on Bluffton Road. You can come out about 5:30, 6 o'clock and practice. And all amateurs that would like to come out and have a good time and try to win some prizes, please feel free to come out and join us. We'll be back in just 1 second with highlights from course number 1, so stay tuned. Okay, while we're waiting for the pros to step up here to hole number 7, we'll describe it a little bit. You will see the putters play to the right side of the tee mat or the left side of the tee mat from the camera angle. The hole is back in the right-hand corner facing the camera, and it's a very finesse putt. You can use the rail to your advantage, or you can also go at it straight in. It's a very touchy, very finesse putt. When I played, it used to be a really good ace hole, but in the last several years, I don't think it's as easy as it used to be. First player we'll watch this evening will be Kenny Moore. Kenny, as you may recall, won the championship on course number 1 last week, barely holding off Tim Mishler. That's a good-looking putt. Very nicely done. This is Rick Gerard. Rick had a real good tournament, his first outing last week, and I think that's going to stay out on the right. This is Tim Mishler. Tim finishing second last week. And that was an excellent putt. It just looked to me like he got a bad kick off the rail. And Tim will have to settle for bogey 3. Okay. This is hole number 16. You see a triangle on both the left and the right-hand side. From the camera angle viewpoint, the ball will break very sharply to the left. So the idea is to hit it through the right side. This is Bruce Heron. Bruce was not with us last week. And Bruce, one of the finest putters in the city of Fort Wayne, and that's a good putt on a tough hole. This is Brian Blair. Brian kind of scuffled a little bit last week on course number 1. He's hoping to do better this week. And he will probably have to try a bank shot if he wants to make his deuce here. He'll probably play it off the right rail, and he can either try the front door or try the right rail, back rail approach to it. He's trying a back door and got it. Next putter we'll look at, still in the Pro Division, Brian Johnson. Brian winning Tuesday night out at the North Course. And that's in the center of the cup. This is Brian Moore. Brian got a tough break on that one. He had a good putt.
You find the one line that doesn't hit the bubble and throws it in the cup.
Okay, we're in the amateur division now. This is Chris Minton. We're on hole number 6. Variety of different ways to play that, or this hole. And if you're going to miss this hole, that's a perfect place to miss.
Well, that was down the hill for sure.
This is Kevin Krajewski. I think Kevin's going to approach it from the other side here. We'll wait and see. Sit, and it went in. Amateur's doing very well on this hole. Hole number 8. This is Brett Beasley. And his playing partner is Ben Boxberger. Ben played in quite a few North Course tournaments over the years. Both of them pick up pars.
Not quite yet. Okay.
Hole number 9. This is Don Brecht. It's a hole from camera angle. It looks easy, but it's over the years been very, very difficult. And Don hit an excellent putt right on line and just dying several inches from the cup. This hole has a sharp break to the left. Of course, getting it through the grid is the most important thing. This is Ron Moore. When I played this hole in tournaments, I was just proud to get through. I certainly wasn't trying to ace it. And I don't think I ever did. Ron with his deuce. This is Jimmy Wonderly. And Jimmy's going to hit the grid on the left-hand side, but looks to me like he will have a shot at the cup for his par. It's going to stay right. Jimmy settles for 3. This will be the last group we watch in round number 1. This is Jeff Herron.
Come on, buddy, don't ace 18.
Jeff with a real good try there.
Both of them?
This is Brian Summers. And as Mike alluded to in our opening, especially early in the season, this course could produce some high scores. And the last putter we will watch is Nathan Francis. And I don't know if Nathan's got a shot at the hole from where he is or not. I think he does. Nathan played very, very well last week, and he makes an excellent putt for his par. That will conclude coverage from round number 1. Going back to the clubhouse in just a moment, let you know who our leaders are in the pro and amateur division through 18 holes of play. Through 18 holes of play, the leader in the pro division is Brian Johnson with 6 under par 30. Currently in second place, 2 strokes back at 4 under par 32, is Tim Mishler. Now moving on to the amateur division, we have a tie at 1 under par 35 between Brian Summers and Jim Wanderley. In second place at even par 36 are Jeff Herron and Brett Beasley. We'll be going back out to the course in just a moment for highlights from round number 2. This is hole number 18. Jim Wanderley will be first. Jim with a 1 under par 35, currently tied for the lead. This is Don Brecht. Don struggled in the first round, but still plenty of time, 3 rounds to go. And like Mike and I have said earlier, a low score is not going to be real common among the amateurs tonight. At least I don't believe so. This is Ron Moore. Ron with a par as well.
Hey there.
Hole 17. This is Jeff Herron. From the camera angle, this ball will break just a little bit to the left, which proved me wrong because Jeff's ball didn't break at all. This is Brian Summers. Nathan Francis. Brian Johnson, Pro Division, hole number 15.
Yeah, right. Not to see these dog legs. Yeah. Sure. Made them both, thank you very much.
Here's Brian Moore.
Ooh, they both on home bases. That's not fun to be on camera.
Good putt by Brian. Okay, we're back in the amateur division. Chris Minton, hole number 4. A lot of holes on this course. 4 and 15 are basically kind of slam-bam holes. Don't really count on making them. So it makes this course kind of difficult. This is Kevin Krajewski. Slow down. He's going to be okay. Should be able to tap that in for a par. This is Kenny Moore, hole number 11, off the right rail. Nicely done. This is Rick Gerard. Tim Missler. Oh boy. And I think Tim may have to play this off the left angle board. This is a tough putt. Hurry. Okay, we're back in the amateur division. This is Ben Boxberger. And Ben with an ace.
What happened? I don't know how you missed it.
This is Brett Beasley. It's got to go. And it did. Good putt there by Brett. Bruce Aaron on hole number 3. Off the left rail.
Thank you very much. You guys are good luck tonight.
This is Brian Blair.
You have to move that.
Okay, Brian working on the proper spot. Nicely done. That will conclude the highlights from round number 2. We're going back up to the clubhouse, see who our leaders are through 36 holes of play in the Pro and Amateur division. We'll be right back. After two rounds, leading the Pro division is Brian Johnson with a 61. That's 11 under par. Currently in second place, 4 shots back at 7 under par 65 is Kenny Moore. In the amateur division, your leader through 36 holes of play is Jeff Herron at 5 under par 67. 2 strokes back at 3 under par 69 is Brian Summers. We'll be going out to the course now for extended coverage of rounds 3 and 4. This is Chris Minton, hole number 1. Chris, I believe, is going to play it straight. Had the right line, just a little bit too hard. This is hole number 2, the putt-putt hole. Several different ways to play this. Kevin Krajewski is going to play the backdoor shot. And Kevin hit to U. And Kevin has a couple different ways that he can approach this second shot. Let's see what he decides to do. You don't count on making it, you just want to get it close to the hole. That's a real good effort from where he was. Now he's got a tough putt coming back, too. And Kevin will have to settle for a double bogey 4. Watch Chris Minton. Chris was trying to play the backdoor putt as well, and Chris can space his ball out 1 club space from that U. In this case, you cannot move the ball closer to the hole. You have to move it back. And his ball's going to be right where Kevin's was. Like we said earlier, for a lot of the amateurs, especially some of them that don't play all that often, this course is tough. And Chris having quite a few problems with this hole. If he can tap that in, he will have a 6. Kenny Moore, hole number 10. Try to hit the triangle on the left-hand side and play the bank shot. Perfectly done. Tim Mishler will be next. Perfect. And let's see if Rick Gerard can make it 3 for 3. Yep. 11. Kenny will play it off the left rail from the camera angle view. Can't do any better than that. Tim hit the block guarding the hole as last time. Let's see if he can do better this time. No, he didn't hit the block, but he hit a little early. And here's Rick's putt. Get over. Rick should be able to knock that in for a par. Let's get him on 12. Hole number 12. Kenny will play this off the left rail into the triangle. Kenny didn't like it.
Means it's going to hit.
It thought about not going in. And Kenny now with 4 aces in a row. He's mounting his charge. Here's Tim's putt. Slid left. And let's see what Rick can do. Center of the cup.
Wait a minute, Ron.
Okay, now we cut to hole 5, another hole we haven't seen. This is Ron Moore, the amateur division, showing you a perfect ace.
It don't happen very often.
As you can see, the putters are playing it off the right rail from the camera angle. This is Jimmy Wanderley. This is a hole you can ace, and this is also a hole you can take a 4 or a 5 real easy, and I know.
Oh, yanked that one.
And now Jimmy's got problems because he's down the hill. And these putts from down here are not ones I'd want to have to do on a consistent basis. And my perfect example of what I just said earlier, this is how you take 4 and 5 on this hole.
It's going to make up all my aces in the back. There we go. Yank that too.
And I hate to put the hex on him, but Jimmy could end up in double figures in this hole. I don't know what he's at now. I think he's at 6. Yeah, and he makes it for a 7. All I had to do was say double figures, and it goes in. It's Don Brecht. And Don should be safely on the hill, I do believe. This is Brian Summers. Brian having a good tournament once again tonight, currently in 2nd place after 2 rounds of play. It's going to be short, but safely on the hill, and if you're going to miss, that's where you want to be. This is Jeff Herron. Jeff with a nice ace. Nathan Francis. Hurry, hurry. And just like last week, it's getting progressively colder since the sun went down. Nathan with a bogey 3.
We got Ben and
I don't think we got Ben and Bart. We'll have to get them on the back, or in the back 9 over here. We're back in the pro division now. This is Bruce Herron, still on hole number 5. Very good putt for Bruce to save par. It's Brian Blair. Look good. Of course, looks don't make the ball drop either, unfortunately. This hole here is where you'll see a lot of the pros probably during practice practicing the uphill deuce putts from both the left and the right side, because quite often that's where you're going to be. That's a good try by Brian. He'll tip in for a bogey 3. Okay, staying with Bruce and Brian on another hole, and Bruce playing at front door here on 6. But he should be in good position for his par. Just a straight tap in up the hill. And Brian Blair. Brian's setting up like he's going to play a different shot. I don't know if he's going to play it back door or front. We'll see. He's playing it back door. Well, he gave it a run. And Mike and I have been noticing, watching the putting on this hole, it used to be if you killed it that hard, your ball would invariably come back down the hill. But it seems like when the ball's hitting the back rail tonight, it's dying at the hole. Seen a lot of putts be left short. Okay, the last group we will watch here in round number 3 is Ben Boxberger. Bennon's on 16 here. We'll watch him and Brett Beasley on 17 and 18 in just a minute. Correction, just 17. Here's Ben's putt on 17.
Going down.
And now we'll watch Brett Beasley putt.
I gotta get you down. I know when you get him down a little bit, he starts worrying.
Turn, 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 turn. And Brett used the whole cup to get that one in. Okay, that will conclude action from round number 3. We will be back in a moment to give you the our leaders in clubhouse through 3 rounds of play, and we will try to follow the leaders for you in both the pro and amateur division, round number 4. So please stay tuned. Through 3 rounds of play, leading the pro division at 14 under par 94 is Kenny Moore. In second place, 2 strokes back at 12 under par 96 is Brian Johnson. Okay, moving on to the amateur division, we have a 2-way tie for first place, both at 7 under par 101 between Jeff Herron and Brian Summers. We're going to go out now and follow some of the leaders. And round number 4, and we've got 2 close divisions going here. Let's see what happens.
That wasn't working.
Okay, we're watching Brian Moore on hole 9.
See that again, I missed the replay. Huh? See that, throw the putter of it, it's a replay. Please don't.
Mine's just too much of Mike Bushy. And now we'll watch Brian Johnson. Only 3 strokes separating the top 3 players in the pro division, as Brian Moore, who we just saw, is only 3 strokes back behind his brother. And 1 shot back of Brian Johnson putting now. Brian's got problems. Is he?
I bet.
And Brian's going to have to rebound from his bogey 3 here. But he's a good putter. Plenty of holes left. Oh boy. And both Brian's struggling a little bit. And Brian with a nice putt to salvage par. And we'll watch BJ, Brian Johnson, putt. And he makes it. Okay, Brian Johnson, hole 11. Got to get over. And now we're watching Brian Morse putt. Looks good. I jinxed him.
Stuff on the camera too.
Okay, here's Jeff Heron on hole 18.
What is it?
Here's Nathan Francis. Nice shot by Nathan.
Yeah, I got stuck in
There's Brian Summers. And Brian will tap in for a par. Nathan Francis on hole number 1, playing at front door. Nathan will tap in for a par. Here's Brian Summers. Brian and Jeff Heron, who will putt next, are currently tied for the lead. Jimmy Wonderly's in 3rd place, but he's 6 strokes off the pace, and that's going to stay out on the left. Here's Jeff Heron. He's going to play at front door. Stayed right. All right, we'll watch Nathan on hole number 2. Going to play the straight shot. It'll break to the left. At least it should have. Brian's going to play, I believe, the right rail backdoor shot. Brian will tap in again for par. We'll watch Jeff's putt now. Jeff also playing the backdoor putt. It's got a chance. Oh no. Okay, Nathan on hole number 3, and that's going to slide way back on behind the hole, and I think he's going to probably have to try to bank this. Nathan with a bogey 3. This is Brian Summers once again. And Brian not real happy with that effort. Hit it a tad early. And Jeff Heron.
My God! Let the heavens open. I don't believe it.
Scored a 13. Back in the pro division, this is Tim Mishler. 13th hole, first look at this hole this evening. Tim will play it off the right rail. Bank shot. Back door. Looks good. Hit the ball. He had a perfect putt. He just, as Harry Carey would say, needed one more biscuit for breakfast. This is Rick Gerard. I don't think Rick will leave it short. Good speed. The line was just a little bit off. Rick taps in for a par. And this is Kenny Moore, and Kenny shot a 29 his last round to vault into the lead in the Pro Division. Kenny, as you may remember, pretty much led from wire to wire last week. He's got it. Okay, hole 14. Hole will break a little bit to the camera right. This is not a hole I used to like to play. But no problem for Kenny, as he's in a zone once again. Let's see what Tim can do. Had a 9 on this hole earlier this evening in the amateur division. As once you go down the hills, your uphill putts are pretty tough. And Tim has left himself in a bad position here. Let's see what he chooses to do. Real good try. And we'll watch Rick. Got it. And there's Kenny on hole 15. Good par. Here's Rick's putt. And we'll see what Tim can do. Tim has played well tonight, but not as well as he would like. He scuffled a little bit. A couple holes have given him some problems. Kenny's putt on 16. Got it.
Bubble. Tiny bubble. That was a bubble shot there.
Here's Rick Gerard's putt. Hits the bubble and goes in.
Get that right bubble. Kevin, Kevin get the left bubble, you got the right bubble.
Here's Tim's putt. Back door. Oh.
It's too hard for the bubble.
Okay, that'll conclude round 4 highlights. We'll be going back to the clubhouse, have an interview with our winner of the Pro Division and our Amateur Division winner, and we'll close out the show. We'll be right back in just a moment. Okay, we're talking with both winners tonight in the pro division. To my immediate right is Kenny Moore, who won his second consecutive pro tournament out here. And on my left is Jeff Herron, and Jeff winning his second consecutive amateur tournament out here. And Jeff, you and Brian Summers pretty much from start to finish were the only two in contention. You went down to the last 18 holes, and what happened?
Well, we both kind of struggled the last 18. I shot like 2 under, and I think he shot even. It came down to like the last 3 holes. I aced 2 of the last 3 and deuced the last 1, and that's what made the difference.
Of course, play very difficult tonight. The scores really weren't that good, except for the person on my right.
Yeah, it played tough for me. I didn't have as many aces as usually on that course, and the threes were out there getting everyone, I think. A lot of high scores tonight.
Yeah, well, Jeff, once again, congratulations. And before we go, how have you put it out north this year so far?
I've putted good out north. I've won the first 2 tournaments there, and I've putted really good in both of them.
Okay, well, Jeff, that would make you 4 for 4 so far this year. You're off to a great start. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, on my right is Kenny Moore. And Kenny, 2 outstanding last rounds. I believe you had a 29 and, a 28 the last round. And for somebody that doesn't like playing this course, you sure shot the heck out of the ball.
Yeah, well, sometimes I just have to fight myself on this course. If I can keep from getting frustrated, that was probably one thing, and then the other thing, I didn't take any big scores.
I heard from a lot of the players, especially the pros, that the front 9 was playing very, very tough tonight.
It was. It has been for the last year or two. There's not very many easy holes on the front 9, so if you get under par, everybody's usually happy.
Okay, you had like a 3 or 4 shot lead going into the last round. On this course, you can kind of play conservative with that because you got to figure that nobody's really going to go ballistic.
Yeah, well, I didn't figure they would, no, but you still have to make your aces, and then there's probably 5 holes on there that you could take 5, 6 on, or so 1 hole you can lose the tournament on. I just had to keep my cool.
Okay, Kenny, that makes what, 3 out of 4 this year for you so far?
No, I didn't win anything out north yet. But
I'm sorry.
That's I'm not putting very well out there yet, but I'll get it going when it gets warmed up a little bit. I like it out here so far. 2 for 2, can't do any better than that. So.
We'll look forward to seeing you next week on course 3, which, as you know, is my course.
That's right, your course, Dave.
All right, Kenny, congratulations on another outstanding tournament, and best of luck to you the rest of the year.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, that'll about wrap it up for this edition of Putt-Putt out at the South Course. Once again, we'd like to remind you that anybody is eligible to come out and play in our tournament. We play every Thursday evening at 7 o'clock at the Putt-Putt South on Bluffton Road. Practice time is at 6 o'clock. You can come out and practice all you want. It's open to everybody. And if we have a lot of amateurs out, we can separate and play 2 different amateur divisions, so everybody has an equal opportunity to win something. Once again, our winners tonight for the second consecutive week in a row, Kenny Moore winning his second consecutive pro tournament, and Jeff Herron winning his second consecutive amateur tournament. Along with Mike Bushy, this is Dave Kreider saying so long until next week.